You've probably looked your cat straight in the eye at some point and thought, what did they see when they look at me? Is it recognition? Affection? Or are you just a strangely shaped roommate who keeps refilling the food bowl? The truth is, your cat's view of you is not just different, it's fascinatingly unfamiliar, filtered through instincts, senses, and silent emotional codes that we're only beginning to decode. To us, we're the caregivers, the owners, the ones in charge. But in the mysterious inner world of a cat, things are rarely that simple. In fact, the way your cat experiences you can be so personal, so layered, that it defies every assumption we carry about what pets think of their humans. So let's step out of our human perspective and slip into those velvet paws for a while. What do cats really see when they stare at us? The answer, it turns out, is surprisingly emotional. If this kind of deep dive into the feline psyche makes your tail twitch with excitement, don't forget to subscribe to MEOWVERSE. We've got a whole litter of content waiting to be explored. Cats see the world in shades and movement. First things first, their eyesight. Your cat doesn't see the world like you do, not by a long shot. Their vision is custom designed for twilight and dawn, the magical hours when they'd be out hunting, creeping silently through underbrush or across your kitchen floor. Unlike humans who can perceive a wide rainbow of colors thanks to our trichromatic vision, red, blue, green, cats are more limited. Reds and pinks blur into dull tones. Your fire truck red hoodie, probably just a fuzzy grayish blur to your kitty. And as for detail, forget it. Your cat can't actually make out your facial expressions from across the room. That dramatic eye roll you gave them? Missed entirely. What they do see is movement, and they're ridiculously good at it. Even the tiniest flick of your pinky finger registers in their mind like a siren. It's not your smile they're reacting to, it's your hand twitching. That means when your cat watches you, they're absorbing your energy and motion, not your looks. And when it comes to recognizing you, it's not about your face. Cats don't memorize facial features like dogs or humans. They know you through your voice, your smell, and your habits. That's why they'll ignore your photo, but bolt into the kitchen the second they hear your footsteps during dinner hour. Cats build identity from behavior, not appearance. Here's where things get even curious. If they can't see your face clearly and can't fully appreciate your dazzling outfit, how does your cat even know who you are?
You're not a human in the sense that we understand species. You're a presence, a rhythm, a scent, an emotional atmosphere. This is why sudden changes in your behavior, being sad, moving differently, going away for a few days, can confuse or even distress them. You're not just a being in their space. You are part of their environment, their reference point, their emotional compass. Cats see you as one of them. Now let's take that mind-bending journey even further. When your cat slowly blinks at you, rubs against your legs, or headbutts your chin, those aren't cute quirks. They're powerful feline social signals. Signals they use with other cats. Yup, when your cat does these things, they're not tolerating you, they're including you. You're not just some other creature they just happen to live with. You're part of the inner circle, their colony, maybe even their family. This also explains why they bring you gifts. The leaf on the doormat, the sock in your shoe, or if you're particularly lucky, a spider leg. They're not trying to impress you. They're treating you like a fellow cat, a teammate, a sibling, maybe even a beloved kitten. Ever felt like your cat considers you their peer more than their pet parent? Share your story in the comments. We'd love to hear the quirkiest ways your cat has tried to include you in their world. Cats might think you're their mom. Here comes the plot twist that flips the whole dynamic upside down. Some feline behaviorists believe your cat doesn't just see you as part of their group, they may actually think you're their mom. Think about it. Kittens need their mom's belly to stimulate milk flow. Adult cats need your lap as if it were still warm fur. Kittens meow for attention. Adult cats meow primarily at humans, not each other. They follow you from room to room, curl up beside you when you're sick, cry at the door when you leave. These aren't random acts of affection, they're replays of the deepest, earliest bond your cat ever formed, the one with mom. In their eyes, you are warmth, safety, nourishment, and love. You are home. And when they lick your hand, nibble your chin, or snuggle into your neck, they're reliving kittenhood, reconnecting to that primal bond of absolute trust. What's truly heart-melting about all this is that your cat's behavior isn't random or robotic, it's emotional. It's tied to memory, to comfort, and even to brain chemistry. Every time they rub their face against you, groom your hair, or follow,
Your cat doesn't just want food or shelter. They seek you, your presence, your rhythm, your energy. Like a kitten seeking the warmth of its mother, your adult cat seeks you when they need comfort. You are, in a very real way, their emotional home. The cat-human bond is personal, not just practical. There's a long-standing myth that cats are aloof or indifferent, that they only stick around because you've got the goods, you know, the tuna and the treats. But that's not only outdated, it's wrong. Cats form attachments, real ones, deep ones. Scientific studies now show that many cats develop bonds with their humans that are remarkably similar to those of children and caregivers. Your cat watches you. They notice when you're sad, when you're sick, when your energy shifts, and more importantly, they respond. If your cat curls up beside you more on the days when life feels heavy, that's no coincidence. That's not just routine, it's empathy in action. Cats might not understand why you're upset, but they absolutely sense that something's changed. So when your cat meows louder during your Zoom call or follows you into every room like a tiny silent bodyguard, they're not just being nosy, they're staying connected, maintaining emotional closeness. You matter to them, not just as a food source, but as an emotional presence. If this insight into your cat's emotional world makes you smile, give this video a like. Every top helps MEOWVERSE reach more curious cat lovers like you. Cats mirror your emotions in subtle, beautiful ways. Here's another delightful surprise. Cats are emotional mirrors. They pick up on your body language, tone of voice, and even hormonal changes triggered by stress. Your cat might become more reserved when you're anxious or more snuggly when you're calm. It's not just guesswork, they're adjusting to your emotional state to keep harmony in the environment. That soft paw on your lap when you're crying, that slow blink after a stressful day, that's no coincidence. It's emotional reflection. It's empathy without words. Cats don't need to speak to understand you. They feel you. They absorb your moods and respond with comfort or distance depending on what they sense you need. It's not magic, it's connection. To a cat, territory means you too. Let's not forget, cats are territorial creatures by nature. But to them, territory isn't just physical space. It's emotional space too. That means you aren't just in their territory, you are part of it. Cats scent mark their world constantly.
That's why your cat might get clingy before a trip or act a little off when you return. You're not just their roommate, you're a foundational piece of their internal compass. Your body language speaks louder than words. We humans rely heavily on what we say, but cats are masters of what's unsaid. To your cat, everything from the way you walk to how you sit matters. Fast movements might read as threatening, calm posture, safe. A slow blink, friendly. A towering, looming stance, maybe a little much. When you hover over your cat or chase after them, they might see that as pressure or even intimidation. But sit quietly on the floor, blink slowly, and lower your energy, and they may approach you with curiosity, even affection. Your cat has spent years studying your nonverbal habits. They've become fluent in your gestures, your energy, your unspoken moods. You may not always realize it, but you've been having silent conversations with them all along. You might think your words go in one fuzzy ear and out the other, but your cat is absolutely listening, and not just to what you say, but how you say it. Cats are incredibly sensitive to vocal tone, pitch, and rhythm. That sing-songy baby voice you instinctively use when talking to them, it hits differently than your regular voice, and they notice. A soft, gentle tone? That means safety and affection. A sharp, loud one? That's usually a sign of danger or disapproval in their mental dictionary. And believe it or not, some studies suggest that cats can distinguish your voice from all others, even if they choose to ignore you when you call them from across the house. Classic. So, no, they might not understand "I love you," but they absolutely understand the emotion behind it. Your voice becomes part of their emotional landscape. Melody becomes memory, and rhythm becomes reassurance. Over time, your tone turns into one of the key ways they recognize and connect with you. Attachment styles, not just for humans. Here's a twist that feels straight out of a psychology textbook. Cats develop attachment styles just like we do. That's right, the same way kids bond with parents or partners bond with each other, cats bond with their humans. Some cats develop a secure attachment, meaning they feel confident enough to explore but come back for comfort. Others might develop anxious or avoidant patterns, becoming clingy, hiding more often, or overreacting to your absence. What shapes this? You do. The way you respond to their needs, the consistency of your affection, the routines you build together, it all matters. Your cat is reading the emotional signals you send and forming a framework of what to expect from you. So if your cat tends to follow you constantly, cries when you close a door, or seems a bit distant and guarded, these aren't personality.
And that means how you treat your cat today can ripple through their behavior for years to come. You're not just a provider, they're your anchor, their safety net, their emotional blueprint. No, cats aren't cold, you just haven't learned their language yet. There's this tired old myth floating around that cats are aloof, cold, or incapable of forming strong emotional bonds. But honestly, that says more about us than it does about them. The reality is, cats do love, and they love deeply. They just express it differently. Unlike dogs who may leap into your arms or wag their whole body with joy, cats show love through subtlety. The slow blink, the soft nuzzle, the quiet nap nearby. It's quieter, sure, but no less powerful. A cat that chooses to sleep on your chest, that's vulnerability. One that grooms your hand or bumps your head with theirs, that's connection. Their affection doesn't shout, it whispers. But oh, those whispers run deep. So the next time someone scoffs and says, "Cats don't care," you can confidently smile and say, "You just haven't been loved by one the right way." Real moments, real love, stories that say it all. Let's talk about those everyday feline antics, the ones that make you laugh, shake your head, or occasionally cry with gratitude. Like the cat that sits on your keyboard every time you're trying to focus. Sure, it's annoying, but to them, it's participation, together time, a way to be close while you do your weird human rituals. Or the cat who brings you a sock, or a rubber band, or a crumpled leaf. These aren't just random objects, they're offerings, tokens of inclusion, their version of "I thought of you." One cat parent from the MEOWVERSE community shared that after a weekend trip, their cat ignored them all evening, then curled into their arms and purred the entire night as if nothing had ever happened. Another said their cat slept on their suitcase the night before a trip, as if trying to prevent them from leaving. Tiny gestures, massive meaning. What about your cat? What's the most heart-melting, hilarious, or baffling thing they've done to express their feelings? Share it in the comments, we read them all, and your story might just inspire a future video. There's a sacred ritual in every cat-human bond, and it happens when the house quiets down and your cat decides to curl up right on your chest, your pillow, your legs, or maybe even your face. While you might joke that your cat is trying to suffocate you, what they're really doing is something much more vulnerable. They're trusting you with their safety. In the wild, sleep is the moment of greatest danger. A predator or sudden movement could spell disaster. So when your cat chooses to nap next to you or on top of you, it's not just comfort, it's a statement. You are their safe place. You are their warmth, their shield, their heartbeat in the dark.
Some cats follow you into the bedroom and settle in as soon as you lie down. Others will sneak onto your laundry pile or curl up on your suitcase, imprinting themselves on the objects that smell the most like you. These habits are their way of staying connected, even when your arms aren't around them. Watch where your cat sleeps.
It's a map of their emotional priorities. Your cat remembers more than you know. And now, the question that lingers in every cat lover's heart. Does your cat remember? Do they remember the day you adopted them? The time you brought them a new toy and they patted it for hours? Do they remember when you cried and they laid beside you, unmoving, as if to say, "I'm here"? Cats may not have memories the way we do, but emotional memory, that runs deep. They remember your scent, your voice, the rhythm of your presence. They remember how it feels to be around you. That's why changes in routine, moving homes, being away, coming back after a trip, can spark visible emotion in them. It's not about forgetting, it's about reorienting in a world that revolves emotionally around you.
And if you've enjoyed this deep dive into the rich, complex world of how cats see us, don't forget to subscribe to MEOWVERSE. There's so much more to explore, and we'd love for you to be part of our curious, whiskered community. Give this video a like if it made you see your cat in a whole new light. And in the comments, tell us your cat's name, breed, or the weirdest, cutest thing they do to show love. Your story might just be the spark for our next adventure into the feline universe. Until next time, keep listening, because every purr, every paw tap, every slow blink is a message from a heart that's chosen you.